Well, nothing can lift your look or your spirits like a new hair color. And Chris Babb of Pardo Salon is here to tell us all we need to know about getting our best Tressed look.
Yes.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Nikki. Thank you for having me.
So good to have you back. I love when
you're
you're
sweet.
here.
I'm happy to be here.
And you know, we like to look best dressed, but we like to look best dressed as well. So let's talk a little bit about the changing trends we're seeing in hair color.
Sure. Yeah, largely Aveda's newest collection for fall and winter 2011 is all inspired by really rich jewel tones and a lot of precious metals, things from beautiful like ruby reds to deep amethyst, red violets, brushed coppers, and beautiful golds, of course.
I love beautiful golds. And you can see right now, I mean, that's one of my favorite photos that you guys have.
Stunning,
as far as,
right?
I mean, that color, the coloring on her is just unbelievable.
Right, absolutely beautiful, rich, vibrant reds. And we're seeing, again, a lot of these really rich, solid colors. There are a few different dimensions in there, but none of these like really piecey highlights and stuff like that.
It's not streaky anymore,
exactly, just really rich,
I
solid,
love
bold colors.
See, that's my favorite color.
Great, and a great example of a really rich brushed copper, lush, solid browns, really beautiful shades, really rich and warm for fall.
I like taking brunette. I like the brunette color with the goldish tones in it.
Right.
I mean, we see a lot with brunettes with the red tones.
Exactly.
But I'm really feeling this vibe. I mean, this is what I try to do. I try to highlight with the gold tones and the copper
beautiful.
tones. So the metallics are really in, huh?
Yeah, really rich, coppery, you know, but more muted, you know, not so bright with that kind of orangey undertone. And a great example of some really rich, deep golds that we're seeing for blondes. So a lot of depth.
That picture kind of reminds me of, you know, almost inspired by a 40s kind of a look.
Totally. Really, really sleek, but full still, you know, smooth and not so flat to the head. Nice fullness, but that really sleek, soft finish. So really beautiful.
I love the way that looks. And, you know, I think a lot of people are very concerned when they do color their hair. They're worried about fade. You know, they don't want the color to fade. I know, myself included. So why does that happen and how do we prevent that?
You know, something at Pardo's that we focus on largely is the beginning condition of the hair, essentially. So when you come in for your hair color, we assess the condition of your hair and make sure that it's in the best shape, really, before we begin coloring.
So before you even place color, you want to make sure that condition is just right.
Totally. We want to make sure that there's a really great structure to layer color upon. So we would start with a deep conditioning treatment to ensure that your hair is really, really great and going to accept the color. More importantly, hang on to it, right? So it's really important.
And then sometimes I know Danielle will put a like a sheen on it after.
Definitely.
And just to get that glow, because I think a lot of times also after we get our hair colored, it feels a little drier.
Sure, we're putting our hair through a process, and it may leave it a little drier in the end, you know, or definitely help to add some shine back by doing a glossing treatment at the end.
See, I love that glossing
treatment.
Helps and preserve. We want to be able to preserve that color at home as well. So what would you recommend once we get out of the salon?
Oh, sure. There's some wonderful products that Aveda makes for you to take home with you. The Color Conserve shampoo and conditioner are really, really vital in preserving the color at home. Color Conserve shampoo is essential. Really the most gentle daily cleanser that you can use for your hair. And helps to protect against any damage from hard water or any impurities in our water, which is definitely a problem here in New Mexico.
And you and I always talk about the fact that we are in a place that is so dry. So especially we need to do something to protect the dry hair. And now what's the orange spray?
The orange spray here is for us sun lovers, for those of us that are outside often.
Love it.
The sun definitely takes a toll on our color and can help break it down. So the sun filter here, the UV filter, is derived from wintergreen and cinnamon bark. Really great, just spray. You can spritz on right before you're outdoors. Easy stuff, and provides a natural UV filter well outside.
So throw out that sun in. Remember when we used to do the sun in to get their hair colored light? Okay, so now this is the question I also have. When you color your hair and you come home and you think, well, how long do I have to wait before I wash it again? I think people are worried about how many times a week they should wash their hair because they don't want to wash out that color. So what do you recommend?
You know, depending on your lifestyle, if you can wash your hair every other day, you're doing your hair a huge favor, definitely. But as long as we're using the right stuff at home, it shouldn't be a problem. Aveda also makes a really wonderful line of more specific enriched shampoos and conditioners that impart color with every single washing or conditioning. So really fun, especially for our reds, because those tend to fade pretty aggressively, right? So we have these really great shampoos and conditioners that actually have color in them. So each time you use it, just deepens your color and restores it a bit. Yeah, so beautiful. Cool is that?
And that's for all the colors we're talking about?
One for every color, right? So reds, blondes, our cool blondes, beautiful rich brunette colors in our clove shampoo and conditioner. So
wow.
Really
Does it
awesome
matter
stuff.
if you have more of an auburn red versus if you have a fiery red?
You know, not necessarily. You know, we might make, you know, adjustments and use something differently in that case. But yeah, there's definitely still that really rich red tone that would come back.
Now, let's say, I mean, I know we talk, you know, with roots, you know, every maybe 4 to 5 weeks you want to touch up roots. But if you are doing a deep, you know, deep color treatment and you're really giving yourself those rich jewel tones that you were mentioning, and you have to start from scratch, you know, in the beginning, then how often from thereafter do you need to do it to maintain?
You know, again, dependent on the existing condition of the hair when you come in. Generally, my guests, I can see every 6 to 8 weeks and still maintain a really rich, vibrant tone.
See, that's great. So almost every 2 months, so you don't have to do it all the time.
Exactly.
That's a great thing. I love that. Well, I want to mention to all of our viewers, of course, where they can find you. You're personally over at the
Nob Hill
store, but let's tell everybody that you can go pretty much all across Albuquerque to find a Mark Pardo Salon and Spa, all the way from Wantabo down to Coors Bypass. And I love your location. The Nob Hill location is beautiful. And we love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Great tips. I wouldn't get my hair colored anywhere else.
What we
do. Don't go away. We are coming right back.
Thank you.